A while back, we learned how to play 5 easy ghost riffs, and in that time, you've probably gotten better at guitar. So today, we are gonna learn 5 hard ghost riffs, but they'll make you a better guitarist for learning them. So why don't you tune your guitar to D standard, because every single one of these songs is in D standard. Actually, if you didn't know this, about 93.5% of ghost songs are tuned to D standard. So grab your guitar, tune it to D standard, and let's get right into the first riff. I'm gonna do a wardrobe change. The first hard ghost riff, but it's gonna make you a better guitarist for learning, is Kaisarion off the new album Impera. Specifically, the opening riff. That one. It's really a string skipping exercise, because we never play this G string. Because if I play that G string, I just ruined the song. You notice the technique when I string skip, you want to just lift the pick a little bit. It's different than when like you're running your scales. Scales are great to learn because they're gonna teach you how to go through all the strings quickly, especially for some of these like shred licks, like the Griftwood solo, which I'm not nearly warmed up to play right now, so just take my word for it. But when we have to string skip, we need to break that habit, and we want to go over the string. So what I'm gonna do, you really just have to sit there and practice it. I mean, I hate to say there's no other way to get better at this than just practicing it, but that's really how it works for all of it. I'm literally just lifting the string over. I don't lift my whole hand. I don't do that. It's not a jump. You don't want to jump. This is not, what the hell was that? Hopscotch. This is not hopscotch. I almost think of it like I'm using my thumb muscle and I'm like contracting the pick up and around. Yeah, that's my tip. Oh, also check out the Nick picks. Aren't those sick? And one thing that I'm super adamant on is choking up on the pick. If you ever played baseball as a kid, or you are a professional baseball player, one, give me free tickets. But two, if you ever heard the term choking up on the bat, essentially, if you haven't, you're holding the bat all the way at the end. What you do is you choke up on it, so that way you have more control over the barrel. And, well, granted, a pick is not as lethal as a Louisville Slugger. We can still choke up on it. So what you want to do is say you're holding the pick like that, so like you're just covering basically just the top of my head is being covered here, but my mouth is still around for me to yap at you, and you can still see the logo. We don't really want that, because as I pick, watch what happens. I don't have any control. I'm gonna hit the G string. You want to just let a little bit of the pick through. You got to get used to it. Now, you don't want to be like me, where you hold too much of it, and I look at my finger, how it's all like calloused over. That's how I taught myself to pick, because I really dig into the guitar. This Kaisarion riff is a great riff to work in your string skipping, but this is how you play it. It's a hand stretcher. So this is, you want your pointer finger to stay on this 7 on the B string, and your ring finger is gonna come all the way to 11 on the D string. So not only are you skipping strings, but you're stretching your fingers out in this weird like formation here. And on the B string, it's 7, 11, 7, and you come down to D. You do that 4 times. 1, 2, I'm sorry, you do that 2 times. Yeah, my bad, it's 2 times. So you do that twice, then your middle finger's gonna hit 9, so you do 7, 9, 7, and then 11 on D. 1, 2. Your third time, you're gonna take this pinky, and you're gonna come up and hit 12 on the B string. And then the first go around, you go back to that 11 and 7. Second time you go through that riff, you just hang on that 12. So the whole Kaisarion riff slowly is like this. That was very sloppy. Kaisarion is an endurance test to begin with, because that pre-chorus, that's all an exercise in picking stamina, which we're gonna get to in a later riff in this video. If you wanna learn all of Kaisarion, there's a lesson on the channel. You can go check it out. This is what the thumbnail looks like. It's linked in the description below, or up there, or wherever. It's on the channel. Go check it out. Faith is riff number 2 on ghost riffs that are a little challenging, but you should learn them because it'll make you a better guitar player. So actually, I am making this harder. You don't have to play this power chord. If you watch them live, they don't play the power chord there. What makes Faith a little tricky, it's not anything about the playing. It's just you're taking a couple notes from the scale, which are as follows. On the G string, it's 7, 6, and then on the D string, it's 9, 8. You do that 3 times, yeah? Yep. And then the turnaround, you go down to the A string, and you're gonna go 9, 10, and then I come up to 8 on the D string, and it's 8, 9. And by the way, these are all box shapes. I really have to do a lesson on the box shape. But I'm using all 4 fingers for these. Actually, I break it down there. But for this part, I'm going to go 7, 6 with my middle and pointer, and then pinky and ring for 9 and 8. Because the lowest is 6, highest is 9. I got 4 fingers. See? I got 4 fingers. It's just easier to cover 4 frets with 4 different fingers. So then we shift up. So my ring finger, this is tricky. I use my ring finger to jump down to that 9 on the A string. So it's 9, 10, and then 8, 9. And there I'll use my pointer and middle. So technically I break the box, but rules are meant to be. What makes this hard is it's fast. And it's not in an even time signature. And if you're new to guitar, you might not be used to that, but that's okay. That's why I'm going to teach you the trick. I want you to count this. I want you to count the number 3. Because you have 3 measures of 3/8. And if you don't know what 3/8 is, it's called something called compound meter. And instead of, when you're, I'm going to really dumb this down. We're going to go back to preschool or kindergarten, and you're in music school, or you're in music class, and there's, the music teacher's teaching you ta, ta, ti, ti, ta. That's common time. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, and 4. Very simple. We have quarter notes and eighth notes. What happens in 6/8 is we have a group of 3/8 notes representing one beat. So we count that. You might have heard something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. It's like a sea shanty or like a drinking song. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The issue is Faith is not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it gets you there in this unexpected jump. It's kind of like another song like that is Alice in Chains, Them Bones. I muted myself. That is the 7/8, like even 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and but it's the same concept. Basically, what we're doing is we're jumping the gun and heading to the next measure. What I want you to do is I want you to actually just throw the song on. Maybe find the slow and reverb version so you can find it slower. And what you're going to do is I want you to find those accents. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You'll find that the first 3 that are in the even time, the easier one to count, you don't play on beat 1. And the odd one, you play on beat 1 and 2. So you're still playing the same amount of beats. It's just those go into each other. I'll demonstrate now very slowly. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So that's Faith. Our next riff is a little deceitful because I'm going to show it to you and you're going to be like, what's so hard about this? And it's really not that hard if we weren't playing it the way we're playing it, but it's tricky. And it's the verse riff for Spirit. And I know you're probably thinking, like, what is so hard about that? I was clipping, so I apologize. If you want to play it authentic, it's like a Metallica song. If I want to play Master of Puppets authentically, I'm going to downpick the whole thing. And to get the Spirit sound, you have to down pick that, and that is a constant 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. I'll demonstrate. If I just down picked it for you. If I want to alternate pick it, it doesn't have the same vibe. You let me know in the comments. Does it have the same vibe? They're all power chords. Second fret of the A string. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Open palm, open palm, open open. 1 2 3. By the way, there's certain accents. You're accenting 1 and 4. So 1 2 3 4 5 6, and that's like you're not palm muting them. You're palm muting the other ones. So then we just move it. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 is open, mute 2, open 3, mute 4, and then 5 6. So we're following that for all the chords. So it's B, second fret of the A string, third fret of the E, 5 on D. I'm sorry, note is D. 5 on A. First fret on A, which is B flat, or A sharp in this case, and then back to the second fret of A, which is B. And you get a little of a break. You hit open A, and then open E twice. How do we get our hand to do that for, how long is Spirit? Like 5 minutes long? How do we get our hand to do that for 5 minutes straight? You want to pick lighter, and I'm a hypocrite because I have a very heavy picking hand, but if I pick, I'm done already, because you got all these muscles in your hand, you're gonna cramp up. Watch how light I'm picking. What I want you to do is work on this riff, and you're going to find the bare minimum you need to hit that string. Because you got an electric guitar going through some sort of amp. I'm using the Helix Native right now. Because look, I can hit the string this hard. I can hit it this hard. I still got my distortion. So we just want to focus on a light touch. The fourth Ghost riff is my favorite one on this list. Can you guess it? It's Majesty off of Meliora. I apologize. What happened was I was filming the other night, and then that camera died while I showed you how to play Majesty. So now I gotta show you how to play Majesty again. Alright, so not only did that camera die the first time, it just didn't film the last thing it did. So now I gotta teach you Majesty again. The thing that makes Majesty tricky is you have to play it with the right inflections and feel, dare I say, otherwise it'll sound like this. And that doesn't really have the vibe we want. So let's get the vibe we want. God, I'm making this analogy again for the third time, and I was so proud of it when I came up with it, and now I'm annoyed because I have to do it a third time. It's disgusting. But imagine that you have a tube of toothpaste as your guitar neck, and you want to squeeze the last bit out so it shoots at the tip under your toothbrush, and you get this nice minty, cleanly palate feeling in your mouth. That's what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna bar the second fret of the A and D string, and what I'm doing is I'm sliding this note up to the 7th fret, and as I reach the 7th fret, I hammer on and make it a power chord. Right? Then I'm gonna lift the power chord to get the double stop again. But it's a pull off, so you wanna flick it off. So we got Open E, double stop, hammer onto the power chord, back to the double stop, open D, I'm sorry, well, it's open D is the note, but it's the E string. Anyways, we're shifting that pattern down, so now I'm double stopping 5, and then I'm gonna hit 5 and hammer onto the power chord. So our first half is we start the same way again. Now I'm gonna move up to the D string and the G string. My middle finger is gonna go to 7 on D, and my pointer is gonna go to 6 on the G string, and I'm gonna hit that and hammer on with my ring finger to 7 on G. So we get, and I'm gonna bring it back to that. That's a major third interval. It's like the hair metal song. Oh yeah! But we're not playing hair metal, we're playing Majesty. Hammer onto the double stop. Back to the major third. I hit the open A string here. And then I go to a double stop on the 4th fret. D and G string. Then I'm gonna open D, hammer on to 2, 4 on the G string, open A string. And that's your whole riff. So it goes, think of it this way. It goes toothpaste, power chord, hammer on, pull off, power chord, hammer on, pull off, toothpaste, hair metal triad, down to here, and then it's just, you know, this thing. Whole riff. There's a whole lesson on my channel that I filmed years ago that you could check out. The reason why Hunter's Moon is the last riff is, again, it's not a particularly hard riff in the sense that, like, it's complex, but if you're a beginner, you have to get used to making these jumps. How you play Hunter's Moon. It's a power chord on the 3rd fret of E, and you're gonna slide up to the 5th fret, so you do that twice. Then we have this little pivot note, which if you watch the square hammer lesson, it's the same concept. I'm gonna hit 5 on the E string, then I'm gonna hit my ring finger to 7 on A, back to the pivot note, 8 on A, back to 5 on E. It's like the first 2 notes of Crazy Train, except it's not down here. And then put your middle finger on the 8th fret of the B string. Then you want to take your pointer finger and plant that on the 7th fret of the G string. And those don't move. Those are going to stay here for the whole lick. What you got to do now is first you're going to play 10 with your pinky, and then you're going to go B string, G string, D string. You're going to double up on the B string, and then your ring finger is going to come and hit 9 on D. And you could, like, keep your ring finger planted there if you wanted to. Oh, also, these are all palm muted. I forgot to mention that. I don't. Also, this is another lesson for this one, too. I think there's a full lesson for every song in this video. No, that's not true. Faith doesn't have one, and Spirit has one that has not been edited yet. It's been on the editing block for about 4 years, and it'll be out at some point, so subscribe for that. But this is how you play Hunter's Moon. And that is 5 hard ghost riffs that you should learn because they'll make you a better guitar player. What's your favorite riff out of that batch? I told you mine was Majesty, but I mean, you can't really go wrong with a good ghost riff. And there's so many to pick from. And there's another one coming in this series. We've done easy riffs, we've done hard riffs, and next we're gonna do riffs that you forgot Ghost wrote, and they'll make you a better guitar player. But yeah, I hope you learned something. If you did, hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up. Why don't you send this video to your friends so you can play some ghost riffs with them? They are 2 guitar bands, so like you need a friend to actually play these songs. If you want some easy ones, check out my video 5 easy ghost riffs, and there's a bonus one in there. It's actually 6. That's a surprise for the people watching the video. If you want tabs, check out the pinned comment. Also check out my song Fly. It's coming out, or it's out. You'll see that in the comments too. And yeah, I will see you next time. Peace out. I've been really busy. Too busy, you might argue. And I'm a little disappointed that I'm not doing something a lot cooler than just talking to you to tell you about my brand new single, Fly, coming out July 19th. It's It's my first original song that I've put out in years, and I just, like, I'm a little bummed. I'm not doing anything cool and extravagant to be like, oh, pre-save it in the link above or below, depending on what platform this is on. Or, you know, here's a teaser from the music video. I just had way too much stuff going on. Oh. Hello?
Nick, you gotta come back down to the office.
Yeah, see,
right
like
now.
that. I gotta be places all the time because now I got a manager.
Did you reach the sky?